Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing a special one today where we're taking a look at how your life is going to be like in a year's time, in 3 years, and in 5 years. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get into it. And these are the piles for you to choose from. In today's reading, I will zoom you in just a moment, but I do want to let you know that if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, or if you prefer for spirit to pick your pile, these are all different options, and you will find the timestamp for them down in the description box as well as the pinned comment. All right, so let me zoom you in so that you can see your cards and your crystals. There we go. So for pile number 1, your crystal is the beautiful Mookaite Jasper, and your card is of course the High Priestess. You'll find the High Priestess on top of each deck. For pile number 2, this is your High Priestess, and your crystal is the beautiful Amazonite. And for pile number 3, this is your High Priestess, and your crystal is the beautiful Amethyst. So please take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. In case you find yourself being drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, as I always tell you guys, trust your intuition, let it lead the way, whether it's just one or several, because in today's reading, you might find that the different piles are elaborating and expanding on your reading, showing you the different areas that you didn't find in one pile but is appearing in another. And yeah, it just turns out to be a huge picture that is being drawn so that you can understand more about the next years of your life. So yeah, let your intuition guide you towards which piles you're the most drawn to. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box as well as the pinned comment, which will take you straight to your readings. All right, if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, then my dear soul family, welcome. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. And in a moment after the shuffling, as always, I'll be drawing out 4 signs for each pile. Okay, let's see what we have for today's reading. All right, so for pile number 1, these are the signs. For pile number 2, these are the signs. And for pile number 3, these are the signs. All right, let's see what we have. So for pile number 1, the signs are Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, as well as Leo. For pile number 2, the signs are Aquarius, Gemini, Capricorn, as well as Libra. And for pile number 3, the signs are Taurus, Sagittarius, Aries, as well as Virgo. Okay, so these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. I truly hope this method has allowed you to find the clarity to find your pile. Please feel free to pick your pile using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your pile using any other placement in your chart, please feel free to do that. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, as well as the pinned comment, which will take you straight to your readings. All right, if you prefer for spirit to pick your pile, welcome. This section has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. And as you can see, what I like to do here is assign a different tarot card to each pile based on the numerology of the major arcana. And so the Magician will be presenting pile number 1, the High Priestess pile number 2, and the Empress pile number 3. And as always, what I simply like to do is shuffle the cards around until one of them grabs my attention. And that's usually through a mistake. I can miss pulling a card from the other side, passing on a card to the other side. Sometimes there we go, I missed pulling out this card. Sometimes the cards would bump into each other and so on. And so for today's reading, your chosen pile by Spirit, my dear soul family, is pile number 3. Okay, so these were the different ways in which you can pick your pile in today's reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed them and that they brought you the clarity that you need to find your pile. Once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box as well as the pinned comment, and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. As you know, today we're taking a look at your life in 1 year, and then we'll be taking a look at in 3 years, and then we'll be taking a look at 5 years. I'm very excited about this reading, wondering what sort of energies it's going to show. I'm personally very interested in what common energies I'm going to find in the 3 piles. Perhaps it is going to be speaking about a general experience for all of us. Maybe nothing of that sort shows up, but I'm just curious. Okay, so these are the decks that I'll be using for your reading today. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys in the description box. But very quickly, before we begin, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Mookaite Jasper. I'm going to leave this as your significator card. Your significator card is this particular High Priestess. We'll be reading the symbolism found in this card. And then if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, as well as Leo. Welcome to your reading, guys. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's get straight into it and find out what you can expect within a year, next year. Where are you going to be at? How is your life going to look like? And I'm going to be pulling out one card from each deck, like so. And let's keep them... I want to keep them visible because I don't want to... Oops, now we have to shuffle. I don't want to keep shuffling them. So I'm thinking I'm going to place them like this. Yeah, place them like this. And this way, throughout the reading, we can pull out the cards to change the readings from 1 year to 3 years to 5 years. Okay, so that's the plan. Let's get straight into it and take a look at your oracle cards first. So you've got the card Generativity. Okay, amazing. I love this for you. Generativity. Okay, you've got the card the Dreamer. Wow. Okay. The Dreamer. Look at how the cards are interacting with each other. It looks to me like you have a lot of plans, big ones on your mind. And it looks to me like in a year's time, a lot of these plans that are in your head right now, on top of mind right now, solid ones that you really are envisioning and dreaming of, you're actually going to watch next year a lot of these dreams, if not all of them, starting to grow. One of them, several, all of them, I don't know, we'll see. But I definitely do see you at a position where you're looking at them and going, wow, they used to be in my head and I may not be there yet. The fruits aren't there yet, but I definitely see these dreams growing. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of your cards. So you've got Virgo, the Perfectionist. Okay, lovely. There we go. 1 second. There we go. The Perfectionist, and the keywords here are analytical, planning, perfection, hard work, helpful, detail-oriented, reliable, confident, skeptical, overly critical, as well as the ruler of the 6th house. And I just heard work, 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 work. It's funny because it's the 6th house. But yeah, so you also have the Enneagram creation workplace. Yeah, I see you working a lot next year, my dear pile number 1, for sure. I see you have some dreams. Yeah, you have some dreams. You don't know how they're going to show up, but you're working hard trying to make it happen. So creation workplace, the keywords here are music studio, craft place, museum, hair salon, art gallery, movie studio. Speaking of hair, I did notice the beautiful hair here. It feels very long, so maybe by next year, if this resonates with you, your hair is going to be very long. It's something that I'm seeing. Anyways, let's take a look at your tarot cards. I mean, if this is not true for you, please only take what resonates with you. Obviously, it's a general reading, but it's something that I've noticed. Okay, so you've got the Hermit with the Chariot. You've got the Strength card. Temperance. Okay, there's an arrow here as well. I'm noticing, obviously, Temperance. I'm noticing a lot of Sagittarius because when I saw these arrows, and it's the first time I read this card this way, I instantly thought in my head, a Sagittarius is going to annoy this person. But I didn't say it out loud because I thought, what a weird idea. Maybe I shouldn't just say anything that I get out loud, although you guys have taught me through the comments section that what I see as crazy would resonate in your lives. So I shouldn't be judging it. But here I am telling you guys, I did think about with the Sagittarius. When I first saw these arrows, I thought, it looks like pile number 1 is going to have a Sagittarius annoy them. Yeah, and another part of me was like, I'm not sure of what I'm thinking. Why bother pile number 1, And then I saw Strength and I thought to myself, if this is the case, then it looks like pile number 1 is really going to be standing up to them. Anyways, we'll continue reading. I'm getting a lot of ideas with the Empress here as well, in case this is going to happen. You may not have met at all this Sagittarius person yet. Maybe you have. Maybe it's at work. Maybe it's in your personal life. I don't know. But I do see you standing up for this Sagittarius person. And I see you standing up to them with the Empress with a lot of class, a lot of grace, a lot of love, yet with a lot of strength. I think this is confusing them because they are wanting to play this game with war and being evil and showing who's strongest in this situation. That's not your ball game. Like you're playing another game. It's that expression, they're playing checkers, you're playing chess. So I feel like you're gonna beat not them, that's not your game. You're gonna beat what they're trying to do to you by another game that they're not very fluent at, which is grace, class. There's a lot of mystery to you with the pomegranates, obviously in the Empress as well as the High Priestess here. There's a lot of mystery to you. There's a lot of, I would say, psychic / high emotional intelligence in this pile. And I feel like you're really, do you see how the Empress is like pushing back the sword, going, can you just put that away, put that to the side, please? Thank you very much. You're not playing that game. They don't know what to do with you, There's something about that here. Anyways, other than the Sagittarius person here, let's continue. You've got Temperance card. You've got the Knight of Cups. And you've got, wow, the Star card. I'm going to put it back here, but I just want to let you know, I definitely do see an element for this pile when it comes to the next year of how you're starting to get in touch. You're starting to feel your dreams. They're starting to touch your skin, metaphorically speaking. They're not in your head anymore. something about the long hair again, but anyways, I digress. I do foresee that actually one of them is going to come into completion, because it reminds me of the two wands of the world card, the completion. So I'm seeing now different dreams in your mind. I'm seeing that the next year you're thinking, oh my God, these dreams are coming true. You have hope. You know that something is happening. You're working very hard next year. You still don't see everything about your future, but you're starting to get some peaks into your future. Some things are going to be very positive, but the good news here is that some things are going to appear as negative, but you're going to understand that they're showing you some things about your, I was going to say shadow, but then I heard in my mind's ear power. So yeah, something about your shadow, something about your power. So perhaps it's talking about the situation. Forget about the Sagittarius person. It doesn't have to be a Sagittarius person, but it could be representing with Sagittarius a surprise. You know, Sagittarius are very adventurous. So maybe this is a surprise being thrown at you, a situation you weren't expecting, an annoying person. I do see that. You know, I like to read your cards honestly. And so this is exactly what I'm seeing. But this situation instantaneously shows your strength. I do not see you struggling throughout the year, trying to figure out the way to get yourself out of this. I am seeing something along the lines of this instantaneously shows or highlights a power within you that you didn't know was that potent, was that effective. Is this situation going to feel hurtful? Yes. It's a situation where unfortunately you have to figure it out on your own. And I do see you doing that, the Hermit here again. So I see you choosing to handle it carefully, the situation, albeit very powerfully, in a way that the other person or the situation has never seen before, literally has not seen before, does not know how to deal with. And because you have a way out, I see you moving towards a resolution. I see you taking it easy, handling the situation with a lot of tender love and care, carefully, until you move into solid grounds. And then it is going to lead to you feeling overly happy next year. Your cup is going to be overly filled to a point of great happiness. I just heard someone happy cry, like going, something like that. I couldn't imitate it well. It was like, something like that. So I see you happy crying, allowing yourself to overreact, to be very happy. It is a journey that you're taking on your own, but it's one that you're going to be very proud of, that you were able to handle all on your own to this degree of class and power. And you realize next year that the way out of the situation, other than, of course, your marvelous power here, is to just be patient and do it carefully, bit by bit, to not just want it to go away all of a sudden, or this person to go away, or whatever this is all of a sudden. You're realizing that it is that all you need to do, realistically need to do, is just take it bit by bit. Let it be until it is gone. So I'm curious, is this like a person or a situation in your life? I got 3 cards. So we're getting different things. For some of you, this is something that you've been blocked from for a while, and it's going to hit the hardest next year, like something you've been trying to gain access to. It's going to hit the hardest next year, but at the same time, you can see here, and the background is the 9 of Pentacles. It leads to the materialization of a dream. So think about it this way. The universe wants to expedite you having a dream come true. And so maybe it throws something at you, knowing that it will expedite you finding out about your power. It moves you in the right direction. It allows you to take it slowly but surely towards something. and you actually materialize that dream. So that's one thing for some of you, a situation, I would say, a situation that you're already blocked from, or you feel that you're struggling to achieve. But yeah, something about it is going to hit next year that allows you to fully liberate or alchemize it, I would say, with temperance. Alchemize the situation to your benefit fully. Okay, so another thing here, a Knight of Swords, that could be like a fight regarding beliefs. Yeah, so that could be that Sagittarius person. Sorry guys, I had to adjust the camera, it went off. So as I was saying, I'm not saying this is Sagittarius because of the sign of the Knight of Swords. I am saying here goes the Sagittarius again because of the art. The horse and the man, half horse, the centaur, it reminds me of that. How it's charging forward reminds me again of that Sagittarius appearing in your life. So that could be an ideology that you're fighting the next year. An ideology at work, an ideology in your community, but you're doing it very gracefully. And this Sagittarius person could be either a friend or even a leader at work, or a leader of your community or your country even. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, you're definitely dealing with this in a superbly powerful yet classy way here, and you're getting it. There's no way. It's like you're getting it, and even in the next year, you're like, your cup is so filled, you're so proud of yourself. And alone in that case, if it's like a leader and this is your community, like, yeah, like the leader of your community, the leader of your company or anything like that, alone here could mean that the community didn't rely on the government or any other power. They did it on their own, right? So this is representing the hermit here, either you or a community that is doing it on its own. But yeah, I see here as the second possibility for you guys that it could be a person, indeed a person, situation, a person, or financial stability. Okay, so for some of you, this could be a financial stability. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be stable. It is the Four of Pentacles after all, but it looks like having less than what you at some point having a little less than what you have. But again, you're dealing with this in a very creative, with the Empress, a very creative way. You're not breaking down. You're not playing the financial game in the way that others expect you to. You're coming with an idea that is creative and outside of the box, that, as you can see, slowly but surely is going to take you out of the messy situation, out of drowning to being on solid ground. And this time your cup is overflowing with abundance and not as limited as it used to be. Not when it hit you, but before that. So these are the different possibilities that I see, either financial or a person or a situation that you're already in. Whatever it is, it's super temporary from the very beginning. Right when it hits you, I see you moving right away with the Chariotee. You making a grand move right away. I see you making a creative slash classy slash out of the box game. Like, you're not playing it in the angry way, you're playing it in a very graceful way that allows you to come out of this and have your cup filled. So yeah, enough about this particular thing, but this is what I see happening for you next year. Other than this particular situation, you are working very hard towards something up to a point of perfection. You're making sure it happens. That's what I see here. Yeah, it's a great year because at the end of the day, like I told you, you are using your creativity for sure with Creation Workplace. You're using your creativity to move towards your dreams that you are seeing is coming into fruition in the next year. So yeah, that is the sort of energy that I'm reading for you in the foreseeable future in the next year. Let's check out what you can expect to happen. Let's take out the tarot cards, actually. What you can expect to happen in what your life is going to be like in 3 years. So you've got Leo, whew, the showstopper. Wow, with an energy like that, I wouldn't be surprised at all. It is the Leo pile. A lot of Leo here. Very cool. All right, so the keywords here are enthusiastic, generous, magnetic, pretentious, show off, bossy, extroverted, proud, headstrong, and so on. Okay, you've got, we've got to be careful of that. And there the Leo appears again. Yeah, it's meant to come out. So you've got pedagogy, I believe is how it's pronounced, pedagogy. The art of teaching, pragmatism, mentoring, social skills, concentration, in-depth studies. Yeah, professional quality, absolutely. Pedagogy, I believe it's how it's pronounced. Pedagogy. I know it, I just forgot how it's pronounced. Okay, and pedagogy. You've got the creation again. I feel a lot of Empress energy in this pile. So the creation, you're again working towards something. And you've got appreciation. Something is reaching your mail. Like you're going to hear some great news in 3 years' time. Okay, wonderful. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. Yeah? All right. So what can pile number 1? I was going to say pile 3. So I guess if you're drawn to pile number 3, if that is the case, I highly recommend it for you. But let's see what you can expect in the 3-year mark. In 3 years. So if you happen to be watching this when I first release it, it is a timeless reading. Whenever it reaches you, it's meant to reach you, obviously. Whenever you see it, you're meant to see it. But 3 years from now, that will be the year 2029, if you're watching this now. Let's see what's up during that year. So again, are you kidding me? What are the odds? Are you kidding me? All right, so you got the Hermit. It's probably reminding us, it's kind of like you remember that situation back then in 2027. Yeah, well, that's what we're referring to. Or it's another hit. I don't know. We'll see. So the Hermit. The 7 of Pentacles in the background of the 7 of Swords. Right, so you're taking your rights back. So that was indeed, remember that situation. Okay, before we start analyzing, let me just pull out the rest of the cards. So you've got the Knight of Swords. Funny, you have a lot of the similar cards that popped up the last time. And then you've got the 5 of Cups in the background of the 5 of Pentacles. And last but not least, you've got the 2 of Cups. You're dropping something. Good for you. Right. So you're teaching a great lesson here. You're a showstopper in 3 years. I feel like you're very... okay, so you're very knowledgeable in 3 years. You've gained a lot of experience, it seems. You've gained a lot of knowledge, High Priestess. And you are becoming highly appreciated. I think this mail is like a lot of people contacting you, thanking you for your work, or thanking you for your message, or thanking you for that heroic act, whatever this is, that's about to happen in your life. So it's very opposite to what's going to happen in a year. Here, people are appreciating you, people are standing by you, they're thanking you for showing them the way. You're inspiring others, it seems, to go on your path and be able to achieve what you've achieved. Why? Because it looks to me with this particular 7 of Pentacles in the background of the 7 of Swords that slowly but surely you've amassed great things from that situation that once hit you in 2027 or a year from now, whenever you're watching this. And so you're really becoming, by standing in your light, the Leo, by standing in your light, you are showing others the way. You're changing beliefs, Knight of Swords. Beliefs are quickly changing. People are feeling very empowered. people are taking charge and moving forward to do the same thing that you've done, to fight it off or to try to get their rights back or whatever this is, because they're watching you benefit a lot with this particular Seven of Pentacles. Like, you've worked hard, you've fought, and you're year after year, it seems, you're getting a lot of benefits from the very thing that once hit you. They've seen you being able to achieve this alone. So alone here means you're not a nepo baby, or you don't have powers by you, or maybe you don't have anyone at all that could help you in this situation, or maybe you're not an expert that could help you. Maybe this is a health issue that you were able to face on your own. Address on your own. Whatever this is, in 3 years' time, you're reaping a lot of benefits. You're enjoying the rewards of this hard work, and you stand out to everyone. Everyone is learning from you. Everyone is sending you appreciation. You are the highlight. Like, maybe you weren't known before with the High Priestess at all. Now you're a showstopper. Now everybody knows you. Everybody's talking about you in your community. You're inspiring others who have lost important things similar to you, or have been hit, have lost some things in the background of the Five of Pentacles, to go and be strong and to go get it for themselves. In 3 years' time, I see independence with this particular card. There is something that someone or a company or something that you were highly dependent on. I see you are leaving with love. You're not leaving with hate, but you are like, I gained independence. This was a great relationship for when it was meant to be a relationship, but right now I'm doing great on my own. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could be anything in your life. It could be referring to this situation, especially that we keep getting the hermit. So when it comes to this situation, perhaps you were tied to it emotionally one way or the other, for one reason or the other. And I feel like in 3 years' time, you're thinking to yourself, hey, I don't feel emotionally tied to this anymore. I don't feel emotionally like I emotionally need to be there anymore. I'm very happy. My cup is filled. My cup is overfilled. And it's time to let go of this completely. So yeah, you're letting go of something in a dear, nice way, wishing them well. You're suddenly dropping it in 3 years. You're like, I'm doing good on my own here. You're reaping the rewards, as I said. You're doing great. You're teaching others who seek your guidance on how to liberate themselves. You're taken as a great example. Maybe you're going to be a teacher of some sort, train others or something, a consultant, something like that. A trainer, a consultant, a teacher, a professor, perhaps. You might even be creating something like a book or a course, or maybe you're going to be teaching in class. I don't know. There's something where you pass your information on, the way that you've took yourself out of a particular situation, way of living or something. Yeah, you're definitely teaching others how to live or how to do things right. You're the highlight. You feel like you're standing out, and you're getting a lot of appreciation, like mail thanking you for everything. People expressing their admiration to your work. That's what I see here. And yeah, you're doing great. Overall, I see you're doing great. You're shining bright, and you're inspiring others. Obviously, you're on your path, and you're doing great. Okay, so that is your life in 3 years. It doesn't show any more than that, really. But overall, you're getting a lot of money. You're getting rewards to the hard work that you're doing. You're stable. You're independent, and teaching others. You're popular, obviously, in 3 years' time. Okay, so that's what I see in 3 years' time for this pile. Let's check out 5 years. What are you up to in 5 years? My dear pile number 1. What are you up to in 5 years? So in 5 years, that is 2031. Whoops. Look at that. it hit right where the Empress is. There's a huge transformation in your life, and you're sitting on a comfortable chair, being highly abundant. That's what I see, because my hands just hit the deck. But anywho, let's be patient and see. Just my observation. How is your life like in 5 years? How is... It looks like with the Death card on the Empress chair that there's massive transformation during that time, but you're comfortable and abundant. Also, you're going through a massive transformation yourself. Anyways, let's not get ahead of ourselves, myself, and see what you have. There's a split here, so let me take that. Vesta with the keyword devotion. So the keywords here are sacred sexuality, fertility. So maybe you are sexually active during that time. Maybe you're fertile. Maybe you and your partner or you are going to have a baby. I don't know. Anyways, Kundalini energy, dedication, purity, self-discipline, focused passion, diligence, inner spark, spiritual commitment. Okay. Yeah, that with the High Priestess. Wow, that is powerful. Okay, you also have the card training. You're always training. So that could be you or you teaching again, apprenticeship. You learning from others or again, talking about how others are learning from you. Anyways, yeah, it's funny how you always get training here. So apprenticeship, internship, studies, lessons, initiation, as well as workshop. You've got the cold heart. That's interesting. Okay, the cold heart. And you've got challenge. And look, doesn't it look like the Vesta card? But actually, yeah, initially it looks like the Vesta card, but of course, if you look closer, it's you're free. You're out into freedom. So I'll keep that thought into consideration. The observer, thinking center. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got the Ace of Swords. Page of Swords. Wow, there's a powerful new beginning here. And you've got newfound power. Newfound power, honor. Yeah, I feel like newfound power in 2031 or in 5 years' time. Let's not put a date to it because it is timeless. In 5 years' time, there's a newfound power here. And if you have a pet, you'll be able to protect your pet very well. Maybe during that time there's some dangers or something, you're able to protect your pet very well. Just a side observation. But anyways, so that's there. You've got the Four of Cups in the background of the Four of Swords. The Devil card. Yeah, it's like they're capturing, someone's trying, or a disease or some power or something, capturing a pet or pets or something. Animals, maybe you are an advocate for animal rights and you're able to protect them. Wow, that is amazing. Amazing. So yeah, the Devil card, there's the Fool card. In the Devil card, there's a powerful new beginning. Beginning is the name of the game here. Yeah, it's a new beginning. Remember when we saw the Death card on the chair? I feel like there's massive transformation during that time, massive changes. It's a new page overall, but you're doing well. Your pet or your loved ones or a cause, I would say, even a cause that you're loyal to and you care about, you're able to protect. So that's amazing. Yeah, there are many surprises to come during that time in 5 years with the Four of Cups. Many surprises that are not set in stone because this one is not colored. You'll be able to color it in the way that you want, but the surprises are coming. What you do with it is your choice, kind of thing. How you paint it. King of Pentacles with the Lover's Angel in the King of Pentacles. Love wins, I think. Love wins, okay? Although it does say cold heart here. So let me think about this. What is going on here? Overall, I see you still being very devoted to helping others, training others, passing on your experience. That's there. And I see during that time, in 5 years, you are out of a major challenge. So that could be like a challenge that everyone is going through, or perhaps you are going through. It's a challenge that feels cold-hearted, like ruthless, I would say. You're finally coming out of being so focused, and you're resting here, like, I'm out of this heartless situation. So let's check out what this heartless situation is. I think we need to check that. There's something painful here. 10 of Swords in the background, 10 of Wands. Whoa, 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 whoa. Tower card, 5 of Swords. You're really fighting something tough here. Is this like, are you fighting this alone, or are there other people who are going through this? 2 cards. Are you fighting this alone, or are others going through this? No, I think you are fighting this alone. It's not necessary that others are going through this. So what is going on here? So when does this situation happen? Temperance and the Hanged Man. Temperance and the Hanged Man. When does this happen? Temperance is 14. So I think since it's stuck at 14, I would say at the beginning of the 4th year from now. You're going through something. But again, like the warrior, perhaps this is why you're seen as the expert here. Someone who's constantly training others. So in 5 years, you're well rested. It's a new beginning. It leads to with the King of Pentacles to you now being powerful, untouchable, highly abundant. You're able to protect yourself and your cause or your loved ones, and you're out of this situation. So something happens in the 4-year mark that you feel with the cold heart is a bit ruthless. Yeah, for sure. 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. It makes you feel stuck a little bit, although this is the 8 of Wands. So it happens quickly, and it makes you feel stuck quickly. But again, just like the master that you are, and when I say master, this is the background of the 8 of Pentacles. It's an energy, it seems, that you've mastered a long time ago. Being patient and telling yourself, we'll take it bit by bit, and we're coming out of this. So I see you day by day, from the 4th year up until the 5th year, you're like clearing it out, cleaning and clearing it out until it becomes something massive. And the 5th year comes in, and you are cleansed, you are powerful, you are doing great. And I do foresee for you that this is meant to happen. It's almost with the Tower card here, it's like this situation was going to happen either by choice, or that something terrible that you had to go through in order to go through it. I think I wasn't clear with what I'm trying to say. What I am trying to say is it was going to happen anyway. The situation is fated to happen. It's either you respond right away when the situation hits you, which is exactly what you're doing here, responding right away, or you play victim, and then it pushes you to do what it needs you to do. And since you're taking action right away, by the time the 5th year comes, you are very comfortable. It allowed you to alchemize the energy that needed to be alchemized. And it again, for the second time, did you notice? Like in the next 5 years, expect things to happen that will push you. Like you'll be great in everything else in life, but something pushes you and you're like, no! And it hits you and it pushes you to do something. You get hit and you're like, no, I got to do something about this. But you're a master at this energy. So you're like, after that period where you're very sad that this has happened, you're like, okay, let's take ourselves out of the situation slowly, and you liberate yourself. And each time coming out with something massive, a massive wish, a massive dream coming true. That seems like it's happening next year. And it seems like it's happening in the 4th year mark, where in the 5th year, you're completely out of this ruthless challenge that it seems was planned. In its beginning, it's going to be very painful. It's going to feel very heavy, but again, it's going to bring out that warrior out of you. You're going to go, I'm going to fight this. I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm going to fight this. And you slowly but surely throughout the 4th year, take yourself out of it. Now, let's talk about the 5th year, which is the exact question. You come out of this with great honor. You create a new page for yourself. The Fool pops out so many times in this reading, the Fool. You've created a new world for yourself. You feel like you're at peace, you're relaxed. You feel like a new world has appeared, one that you now are able to shape and color in the way that decorate and have in the way that you like, because now in the 5th year mark, you have the wealth to do it, you have the capabilities, the resources, whatever you need to be able to create it in the way that you want. And you're going to be very happy with this new page. You're very proud that you're able to protect the cause or your pet or the people even that you are loyal to, that you really love. And you once again, with training, inspire others to be able to see themselves face something terrible for the 2nd time. And through patience, they feel they too can get out of a terrible situation that they're going through. Yeah, so devotion, this is the year where your devotion pays off. You feel like an inner spark to enjoy life, it's a brand new page that you get to color in the way that you want. You're relaxed, you're happy. In 5 years' time, these wars are over. It's done. You're out of it's almost like the next 4 years, I wouldn't say 5, the next 4 years, it's going to be a very focused time. The universe is using it as a very focused time to take you out of your weaknesses very quickly. Instead of going through them throughout your whole lifetime, I'm reading that there are some intense things that are going to happen that will push you out of your comfort zone by force. It will allow you to get in touch with your powers. It will allow you to learn. It will allow you to grab your dreams by the horns. It will allow you to see your potential, achieve your potential to the greatest limits. And by the 5th mark, you're really, in such a short span of time, you're very wealthy, you're relaxed, you have a new page in life where you get to do whatever you want, and you finally see what you never thought. If you've been asking, how are my dreams going to come true? Oh, they're gonna come true. How? That's what you're gonna be experiencing in the next 4 years, I would say. What is your guidance? Although I do see you always taking it slowly, calmly. I love your energy to get yourself out of this, even if there are harsh hits. But if you were to hear guidance on approaching this situation in the next 4 years, your guidance would be, wow, 10 of Pentacles in the background of this one moved. So wow, they're the same exact message in my opinion. They're both talking about your guidance is, it's going to be painful, stressful, but boy, are you going to achieve so much. And this abundance going to be falling to a point where you'd wonder, what am I going to do with all of this abundance? Where am I going to keep it? You're going to be so abundant and fulfilled. Your dreams are going to materialize. You're going to cry happy tears. because of these things. And so your guidance is always remind yourself that these things are here to empower you. They are here to make you more abundant. They're here to make you happier. They're not here to make you suffer. And so long as you start tackling them, you will not be suffering through them. You'll be even proud that you progress through them day by day. And my dear pile number 1, this is exactly what I see in your reading. Very happy ending, which I love for you. And if you've enjoyed your reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. As you know, today we're taking a look at what you can expect in your life. What is your life going to be like in a year's time? And then we're going to be doing another reading for in 3 years' time. And then, of course, we'll be doing a third reading for in 5 years' time. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get into it. To do this reading, these are the decks that I will be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys in the description box, right under the section of the timestamps. And very quickly, before we begin, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Amazonite. And this will actually be, this particular High Priestess will be your significator card. We'll be reading the symbolism there and the stories and everything in the card. For the next 5 years, right? So it will be the energy that is generally affecting each individual year for the next 5 years. And then if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Aquarius, Gemini, Capricorn, and Libra. Welcome to your reading, guys. If these are not your signs, oh, there's a split here. That's really cool. Please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so what I want to do is keep these oracle decks to the side. I'm not going to take them off screen because we will be pulling cards out of all of them throughout the reading to change the reading depending on the year we are reading. Okay, so that is the plan. Let's keep the oracle decks to the side as such. And let's begin with what you can expect in the next year, my dear pile. Oh, well, they're not so aligned, but let's not waste time. What you can expect in the next year, my dear pile number 2. I am noticing a card sliding here, and so I feel inclined to take it. Let's adjust the deck so that it goes normally afterwards. Right, so that's the first card, second, third, and of course, fourth. And you've got the card action. Okay, I feel like you're springing into action, starting something, or maybe moving now towards something. We'll see. Right, so you've got action. It's funny. I've just got a weird idea. I don't even know what it means yet. Oh, this one's moving. Okay. Excuse me. The hummingbird, right? In conjunction to the High Priestess, makes me think of the hum. High Priestess can be meditation. High Priestess, you know, is all about the ethereal world, the secrets of the universe, going within. And then the hummingbird reminds me of because of the hum. Yeah, it's probably called that because of the sound of its wings, but besides the point, I'm just trying to show you. And look, Aquarius kind of, which was right on the side, reminds me of like frequency and vibration, right? So it's crazy. I'm actually going to keep that here because this idea, I'm very sure of. I don't know where it's taking us, but I really feel it. Maybe this is like you're in tune with your frequency or something like that. Okay, anyways, you've got the window. Again, feels very high priestessy, doesn't it? The curtains and what lies beneath. And yeah, I feel like you're highly spiritual next year, or maybe you're going through an amazing, marvelous spiritual experience. I don't know. It's like the veils open up to you or something. I don't know what's up with this pile, but that's really cool. Okay. You've got the Enneagram abandoned budget. Oh, interesting. It's under the category of money, and the keywords are administrative phobia, mismanagement. You got to be very careful with your money next year. Late payment, financial let go, financial disinterest, accounts negligence. Okay, I guess you got to be careful with that. We'll see what this is trying to say in a moment. Yeah, I would say from now up until next year, my dear pile number 2, be very careful with your money. Don't be negligent. Like, do the math well, I guess. Don't buy things without, or pay things off, or whatever this is, without having a financial plan. I highly recommend that, looking at your cards. Anyways, and remember, having said that, no energy is set in stone. And the beauty about tarot readings is that it gives you the energy of the today. In any reading ever, unless it's something destined, you remember you always have a choice. Even, by the way, in the destined matters. And so when you read something that you like or don't like, remember that you always have a choice. And if you change your energy when it comes to even something that you like, it may not happen. Things may change if you decide to change drastically. And it's similar with the things you don't like. If your reading is noticing and picking up on a certain energy that you don't approve of, remember that you do have the power in your hands, and you can change that as much as possible, if not entirely, completely. And it's in your hands. Okay, so moving on, you've got Sagittarius, the explorer. You might be traveling also, given the bird, the Sagittarius. Perhaps that can be the thing that affects your budget. If you are going to travel, and you may not know yet about that, maybe this is a surprise travel that's coming up, I do want you to know that if this is the case, remember at the back of your mind, I gotta be very careful with my money. Having looked at my year's reading, I remember it told me, you would be saying to yourself in a year's time, I remember it told me to be careful with how I spend my money during the travel. Okay, so you've got the explorer, Sagittarius, adventurous, distant places, free spirit, clever, travel, philosophy, bold, blunt, impatient, argumentative, independent, and ruler of the 9th house. Okay, let's keep that here. And now let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got judgment, and I keep seeing you're going to faraway places or something. That could actually be a place, or that could be an amazing adventure for sure. Whether it's a place or not, you're definitely next year going to be going to amazing adventures. I mean, your high priestess is the 1001 Arabian Nights, where the girl would tell the king a story every night, right? And the king would want to know what happens next, and the girl was clever enough to never reveal what happens next, because the king would unalive her. And so she would just like any TV series, she would always stop at where the story heightens, and she would tell the king, oh, we'll complete the story tomorrow, ensuring that she buys another day for herself. In fact, 1001 nights. And I remember, if I remember correctly, that he fell in love with her. I think that's the case. Anyways, that's beside the point. My point is that you're going to be going through a lot of stories next year. You'll find yourself in a great adventure, one story after the next that you would have never expected this year. You will be experiencing a lot of adventure, a lot of fun things. Life is going to take you to different places. It could literally be places as in a place, or just places as in a different place in life, you know? But it's definitely going to be super fun. Okay, so that's an element that I see in your reading. I keep saying definitely, but yeah, it's very clear in your reading. You've got the 10 of Swords. All right. You've got the Queen of Wands. You've got the 10 of Wands. This is interesting because both here are stories about fatherhood. So maybe something to do with your father. If not, I mean, it's very specific, right? It doesn't have to be your father. Whatever I'm going to say about how these two cards come together definitely has to do with someone in your life. So we'll explore that in just a moment. But you've got the Two of Pentacles. And last but not least, you've got the Hanged Man with the Sleeping Beauty. Okay, very interesting. So what am I seeing? After having said the part about how you're going to be going through adventures and it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be full of unexpected things. Sometimes with the Queen of Wands, it's going to be intense in a very good way. And sometimes with the two tens, 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, it's going to be intense and not a so good a way. But when it comes to the not good part, I feel like you're really going to be getting your justice back right away. Remember, my dear pile number 2, I don't know if you were here with me on the channel 2 years back. I think it was towards the end of 2024. And I asked you guys once, do you remember this time? And so many of you remember this time well. And every day we would open the cards and they kept showing karma, justice system, files being opened, secrets being revealed. And I kept telling you every day as I look at the cards, it's so weird. And since these were the same energies being portrayed every single day for I think 2-3 months towards the end of 2024, I kept telling you guys my census about this. What's the word? Consensus about this? My thoughts about this is that it is a time of great karmic balance. Things are shifting. It's a time where people are going to be seeing that the truth comes out, that whoever's been in the wrong will be paying for it. It's a time where the truth, where luck, I would say, or the power shifts towards the truth. It shifts towards the people who had their rights taken. They're going to be getting their rights back. And in the next period, you're going to be noticing a lot of truths coming out. I remember this time. I'm happy you guys fully remember it. And then 2025 started and 2026 started. And suddenly we're seeing a lot of secrets coming out of Hollywood from different, legal cases that we've been watching through and through. The files coming out, this and that. And, people learning the truth about, I don't know, world politics, and it's just been a roller coaster, hasn't it, in 2025 and 2026. And the truth's being revealed. Oh, look at that split. I always love that. So actually, what if the split wants me to take these cards and then use these? Sorry, I digress. So the reason I bring all of the energy of 2024 up is because this reminds me of that particular energy from 2 years ago. I don't know if this energy that we've been reading in 2024 has ever affected you, or maybe affected you a little bit or not at all. But I can tell you that this energy is definitely affecting you next year. It's definitely affecting you next year. Is it because of what we've been reading in 2024? Is it not? I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up because I suddenly remembered it looking at these two cards. But yeah, my point here is next year, you're going to be experiencing some intense betrayal. But the awesome thing is, with this particular 10 of Swords, it feels to me like, I'll tell you why it feels to me. Actually, forget about the feeling. I'll explain and then tell you what it feels to me. So 10 of Swords is like the pinnacle of an energy. Since it's coming with pain, like actual pain, do you see here there is, it's a bit graphic, but it's, yeah, I'll tell you the story here. The father chopping off the fingers. This is actually the goddess Sidna, the Inuit goddess Sidna. Yes, her name is Sidna. So here we can see the father who wanted to flee. Long story short, just to give you the last bit of the story, long story short, the father wanted to save themselves and betrayed the daughter. The daughter tried to cling to the boat. She couldn't believe that she's being pushed out of the boat. And the father, to save himself, chopped up the fingers, and Sedna drowned. These fingers all turned into dolphins and all different types of sea creatures that stood by her, and she became the goddess of the sea. So what I'm seeing here, since we're back to what I said, I feel, you know how when you get so much pain physically, to the point where it doesn't hurt anymore. It's like your body becomes numb to it. Like the stories that I've heard about people who were tortured in the past, like for example, when it comes to slaves or anything terrible in history, these heroes, they talk about how they coped with things like that, and they would say that with a lot of physical pain, at some point it stops, like the body becomes numb or something. This could be a mismemory, but I really remember something like that. The stories encountered of how with too much pain, the body becomes numb to the pain. And this is why, all of this to say, is that I'm picking up on something along the lines of, although this is going to be the biggest betrayal, perhaps by a father here, because these are both stories of fathers. It doesn't have to be at all. It could be someone, some form of caretaker, so maybe a manager, maybe like a politician. It doesn't have to be, again, a caretaker. Maybe it's someone in your life who's got a close proximity to you. Whatever this is, you probably know who this is, because this is someone who exists in your life. Maybe you push them out so you can't remember who they are. Whatever this is, but I do foresee in the next year someone in your life who seems to be very selfish and narcissistic, like perhaps selfish. Yeah, I did say selfish. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up on. Selfish, narcissistic, like immature, I would say, not playing their role right. It looks like they're really going to betray you at a dire point. But when they do, although it's going to be brutal, there's something about how you're not even going to feel it. It's so funny. Anyone outside looking at you would think, oh my God, that pile number 2 is probably at their, like, they're probably feeling this, they're probably feeling that. And if we talk to you, you're going to say, funny, this guy or this woman or this politician or this person has done so much that this is just like the straw that broke the camel's back. This is like nothing. It is, don't get me wrong, it's terrible, but funny. I always feared that moment. And when it came, I feel nothing. Perhaps from the next card, it shows that you are going to escape. The reason I say that, because here it's the opposite story. It's a story of a girl that married into a tribe. This tribe left. The father missed the daughter, or tried to look for the daughter, tried to protect the daughter, save the daughter. And so he would put his ears on the ground, trying to listen to any vibration in case the tribe would come near and he would detect where his daughter was. And he put his ear on the ground for the rest of his life until he passed away. And you can see even the tree that grew off of him has ears, representing how he put so much energy into listening, trying to get his daughter back. So see, it's the way they're coming together is very interesting. That's why I put it right there. The story connected in a very intelligent way, how the cards are describing it. Now, it came right there after the Queen of Wands. It looks like either that this person is going to do this thing, whatever this betrayal is, in a time where you are super strong, or because of that betrayal, you're instantly going to flourish and become very strong. Either case, it's instantaneous, right? Your power shows. And perhaps this is why I'm picked up on the energy that you wouldn't really be affected with what they're doing. You thinking, you know, I should have been hurt, but I'm not, kind of thing. So now that they wanted maybe a reaction from you, or wanted some, maybe not a reaction, maybe they wanted some form of results that they're not getting because you are in a powerful, very powerful position next year. Look at you, like traveling, or you're really elevating judgment, right? You're really elevating and growing in life. You're having all these great experiences. It looks like this person instantaneously regrets it, just like the father here, and it's just looking for you. It's looking to hear from you. You abandoned them. What's the word called? There's a word for it on social media. Abandoned parents. No, it's not called. It's called where there is a thing right now. I'm sure you know what I mean. Where the parents who weren't treating their children well, the children, and of course this is not most case. Most people in the stories just stop talking to the parents. As they recall their own truth, they're saying the parents were toxic. But of course, yes, of course, is there like some people who are mean to their parents, obviously. But I feel like for the most part, most children are explaining how they had to. No one wants to not speak to their parents, and they had to. I can't remember what the word is to describe it. I think it's like children who abandoned or something. I can't remember the word. I'm sorry. If you know, please, you do know, please let me know in the comment section. I can't remember what this is, but the word is. But anyways, regardless of whether this is a parent or not, this person regrets it. They instantaneously regrets it. And because they see how powerful you are and that they're not getting the results that they wanted, due to their selfish act here, they are now waiting to hear from you, maybe for the rest of their lives, trying to get something back for the rest of their lives, and they don't. It's like you fully abandon them, whether this is, again, a politician or a parent or whatever. They totally regret this very, very bad move. This person either didn't know your potential of how strong and glowing you're going to be, or just how far you went in life. So that I see there when it comes to the highs of your year and the lows. It's going to be all over the place. I did hear an expert talk about how the moon is going to be affecting the next year. So yeah, and this expert was kind of talking about how, in fact, it is going to be a year of highs and lows, and you can really tell in your story how the moon is going to be affecting you. Yeah, frequency, it looks like, is going to be really affecting you, and in the best ways. There are times where it's going to be so high. There are other times where it's going to be low. But the amazing part is that even in the low, you're having a wonderful experience next year. Where even in your lows, you're not feeling it, you're numb to it. You're like, I moved on. I'm done with that. You're reclaiming your power, and you're with the Two of Pentacles, finding your balance, finding great balance. Okay, and there's more to your story next year. My goodness, there's so much more we haven't explored here in this area and right here. So yeah, with the 1001 stories, I feel like next year is going to be a year full of stories. You will have so much to tell about that particular year. If you're watching this now, then in that case, it's going to be 2027. 6, 7, 8, 9. It's funny. I did the reading with the intention of doing next year, 3 years and 5 years. And then when I was doing pile number 1's reading, there was something so prominent about the year number 4, which if you're watching this now, although this is a timeless reading, it would be 2030. And so again, 6 and 3 is a 9. It looks like there's something significant for you too that is going to happen in the 30 mark, 2030 mark. Anyways, that's beside the point. We'll explore that for sure. But yeah, let's continue with your reading. So although it's a year that's going to be full of highs and lows, I feel like you're going to stay grounded. You're going to always change legs or change strategies to always adapt to the frequency of this year. You're going to be so in tune with the frequency, and you will always find your way in the highs and in the lows. And this is the hummingbird. The hummingbird always knows where its nectar is. It goes towards its nectar every day. So yeah, you will always find your way is what I'm trying to say. You will always remain balanced despite of the shifting energies all the time throughout the year. You will always stay grounded. You will find your way in the highs, because even in the highs, there are things like you need to readjust your emotions after a high. After every spike, there's a hit down, right? So you're recalibrating all of that. You're learning how to adjust to all these new beautiful experiences. And after a low, you're learning how to adjust all the things that hit you, right? Or didn't feel so good, to bring yourself back where you want to go. And so, long story short, with the Two of Pentacles, you're recalibrating the whole time. We'll talk about the Hangman in just a moment, because that's going to be affecting the year after. It's funny, your reading is already being specific about the missing years in this reading. We'll talk about that in a moment. But I do want to mention that one thing you want to be very careful with when it comes to this recalibration, and look at the pentacles hanging from the hand, is the money situation. In highs and in lows is the time where we want the most to be careful with our budget and our money. During the average normal life every day, we have plans, we have budgets, we know what we should do and what we shouldn't do, what we should get, what we shouldn't get. But when extremes happen, things shift dramatically. Like, for example, if this is about a huge surge of money coming into your life, then sometimes we want to go YOLO, and we want to enjoy getting this and enjoy getting that. And we, in the flow of the moment, forget to remember, what if it doesn't continue, this money? What if this money is going to end? Sometimes we don't want to check our finances when we have gone overboard, because it feels scary to check it. All of these mistakes can drive a high or a great moment. Just like with most people who win the lottery, I've heard, they waste their money very soon. It's because of that phenomena, that they want to experience all of the things at once that they haven't before. And so they're not careful with their money and how they go about this. And when to decide to do that, or how often, or how slow or fast we do that. And so if this is a high for you, which it really could be, because you're going on great adventures, be careful. Enjoy your money, obviously, but don't throw it out the window. Just be very careful and manage it well. If this is a low when it comes to money, then again, it doesn't mean that things should necessarily be bad for you at all. It only means, with abandoned budget, that if you are not careful with your money, then it could be a bad situation. If you look at the budget, if you look at what you should spend on, what you shouldn't spend on, what your financial plans are, maybe investment or anything like that, you'll find that it is a year that was really beautiful financially, and that you would look back and go, hey, what was the financial problem that the pile was talking about? In all cases, whether high or low, make sure that you're not throwing money out of the window. This is very important. This is where the hummingbird's getting to get the nectar. This is the window. So I feel this is saying you're going to be very lucky when it comes to finances. You're always going to find your way. Your vibration is high. You're manifesting things next year very easily, I feel, looking at your reading. And there's going to be 1,001 ways to make money and get money. It's just going to be thrown at you. Be careful, my dear pile number 2, because it's a slippery slope, and you don't want to lose this money. So yeah, be very careful with your money in either case. Right, so Hangman, there's something about Oh, I heard hang in there as well when I was saying hang in there. Um, I feel like towards the end of the year, you are meeting a special person. This could be romance, or because this is the Sleeping Beauty, this is why I'm going there. Whether this is romance or a friendship or a business partner or anything like that. And wasn't the Sleeping Beauty also betrayed by her stepmother? How interesting, the betrayal. So it's referring back to the betrayal. I would say something about the betrayal that happens to you next year, and I will use these cards to get more clarification on this betrayal, leads to you meeting someone important, maybe even destined to meet in your life. Maybe towards the end of the year, I'm thinking that because it's like hanging in there. It's not the new year, but you're still in the end of the year. I don't know, something intuitively is giving. Oh, also 12. The Hangman card is the number 12, so I could be right about my intuitive feel here. Something towards the end of the year of you meeting someone who you will realize is gonna play a massive role in your life moving forward. And when I say massive, it's massive. This person is gonna lead to your awakening. In fact, this situation is leading to your massive awakening, spiritual awakening. We can see that here as well. Definitely leading to massive spiritual awakening, massive intuition, massive growth. And it's leading to you meeting, I heard, and you won't believe it, I swear I heard in my mind, the one. So the one could be for a lot of you a love partner, but doesn't have to be. It could be the one that's taking you towards your dreams, the one that you've been waiting to meet all of your life, the one that's really going to be by your side, a great best friend. I don't know what the one could be. Source, source energy. I don't know. But this is pretty massive. There's a huge spiritual experience towards the end of the year. Talking about experiences, it's not just physical, it's also spiritual, but it's towards the very end, it's going to be massive, and it is going to affect your year 2027. Having said all that, now it's time to take a look at what this betrayal is going to be. How about we take these two cards when it comes to who you're going to be meeting, and then take a look at the betrayal. So, whoa. Knight of Wands, that is the selfish card. That's holding them by the horns. This is someone who feels like they are successful. Nothing can stand in their way. They're going to get what they desire. Full of ego, full of fire energy. They're driven. They want something. And they get it all the time, to the point where they feel like they started believing that nothing can stand in their way. They too are in the flow of getting what they want, if there isn't an opposing frequency that stops them, right? So Knight of Wands, ruthless person. Oh my goodness, this looks to me like this is really family. If this is not family, this is like someone who should be there for you. Why do I say that? Because this is the war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas in Indian mythology. In Indian history, my apologies. So got Krishna here helping Arjun, and they were very sad because they were going to be fighting their own cousins. It's again this heavy feeling that comes from family, right? Father, step mother, cousins. It could be for a lot of you betrayal from family. I mean, not gonna lie to you, I'm very sorry about that. Honestly sorry. But again, doesn't have to be. It could be betrayal from the very person that's supposed to be there for you, like your company, the manager. It could be a politician. Actually, thinking about it from always, it's not nice. And anyway, it is portrayed, to be honest with you. But it's like, which one would one want? None of them. So yeah, ruthless, and you're like, but I shouldn't be fighting this. I shouldn't have that fight with that sort of person in my life. But here we are, right? Kind of energy. And temperance. A lot of arms. You're, on the other hand, very calm. That's the opposing frequency. You're not matching their frequency. See, they won every time because people would match their low frequency and they would win. They've mastered this frequency, and so they would be more intense. Here, you're very calm with an opposing energy, yin and yang, right? Intense, you're coming with cool energy, hot, and you're coming with cold. So you're very calm, and your calmness gives you so many options, so many powers, so many resources that you are going to be able to use to your favor. Suddenly, all sort of help and resources and things that you're not expecting come your way, and they totally help you out. If you think these people are going to be surprised with all of the resources you're suddenly going to have, imagine how you are going to be super surprised that you have all of these resources all of a sudden. Like, they're surprised, you're thinking, I'm surprised. Like, from where did all of this abundance comes from? It comes from your calmness, from your calm energy. You're so in tune. Yeah, there's a lot of attunement here. You're so attuned, so in your Zen energy, so calm. Remember that's what I heard in the beginning. I told you I heard something is so weird. I don't know what it is, and here we are. I told you there's the you're in that source energy. Wow. You're so calm. With that ruthless energy, you're like centered, calm, and things are just, I think this is the moment you will truly understand how and why, where you're in that frequency and the vibration, especially that things just work out for you. Yeah, that's why you're thriving here. Queen of Wands, that's energy. My God, look at the difference. Knight of Wands is more childish, not childlike like the pages, but not mature. It's the teenage energy. It's not mature energy at all. It's very chaotic, but the Queen is balanced. The Queen glows and exudes power effortlessly. It's not putting in any type of effort. So yeah, you're gonna be that moment. That's again another reason why you're going to be so immune to this, what will look like pain. Also, the Queen of Wands is popularity. Perhaps you're going to have things shift to your side. People harbor you. People stand by you. You're calm, and it looks like this is the key. Like, now the energy shows. And we did talk about yin and yang, the opposite energies. You're so cool and calm. It shows who's chaotic. And they need this chaotic energy in order to betray you. So it shows, and it is your cool and calmness that is going to be drawing a lot of people towards you. Yeah, it's just going to help you fight it off effortlessly. Yeah, that's what's going on there. It is really, with the window here, going to be the year of the High Priestess for you. My goodness. Very magical year, as you can see, for this particular pile. And who is the lucky person who's going to find out about you towards the end of the year, my dear pile number 2? Whoa. It's like you're meeting you're a goddess, you're meeting a god. And I'm not talking here in terms of genders, right? This is open to you. I'm just reading the energies. My goodness, you're going to be meeting a godlike person. So this is the god Janus looking towards the past and the future. I'm telling you, this is like a moment of great shift for you, and how your life before meeting this person is going to be one thing, and after meeting this person is going to be totally different thing. This is a destined person that you're meant to meet. 6 of Swords. I feel like you're going to be leaving off with this person. Also, since we're asking, just a side note, I think you'll be traveling with this person. But besides the note, who is this person? Six of Swords, the traveling could be a person who is from another place or another country, but I think they originally are like you because they're dressed in the same culture. So maybe they are originally your culture, but could be someone who travels somewhere else. So maybe this is someone who comes from your hometown or your city, is now living in another city, but this is where they live, yeah, but you originally come from the same hometown or city. It doesn't have to be, maybe it's the same soul, maybe it's someone who comes from another place, but really you guys are so much like each other. I really feel that. I feel like different places, with the two faces looking at different places, but same body. I really feel that. Whether you originally come from the same place or not is not the point. My point is that you're the same. You're the same in everything. You experience the same things. You have the same soul. It's almost like, dare I say, for some of you, even twin flames. A lot of people don't like that word. I'm not with or against it. I perhaps should read more about it. I'm not really so into it, so I didn't read a lot about it. But yeah, like at the very least, if not twin flames, soulmates. And soulmates, they come in different forms. They could be a romantic partner. They could be a love. Yeah, I just said that. Best friend. They could be a child. Maybe it's you're going to have a child next year, right? So yeah, maybe this is a parent. Who knows? I don't know. Point is, you're destined to meet. I don't think it's a parent. If you're destined, maybe you haven't seen a parent all your life, and it's time that you are going to meet them. In all cases, it's destined for you to meet this person. It's arising because of this situation, so it's a blessing in disguise, all said and done. And they are, as far as I can see, a strong person. You're rising to your power, they're rising to theirs. They've just risen. No, both of you actually have just risen to your powers. Keep seeing the foot being lifted. It's like both of you take an important step next year that ultimately leads at a pinnacle point to you to meet at this particular time. I think there's something along the lines of, that's so funny. I've just taken the step, and if I hadn't taken it, I wouldn't have met you. And this other person would be saying, you won't believe it. You think that this is crazy. Me too. I've woken up and I've taken this sporadic move to book this holiday or whatever. And if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have met you. And this is why this is destined. It's like both of you listened to your souls and you met. Funny how the soul works. Gosh, this part was so long about the next year. Right, let's not waste any more time. What a year. Like, what a ride. Your reading has been so long because it's been entertaining for me even to read it for you. You know? So imagine how it is going to be like for you next year. Wow, wild year for sure. So now let's take a look at how your life is going to be like in 3 years. And I just want to take a little part towards the end of the 3 year to check that 4 year part that 2030, because there's something significant I'm starting to notice in 2030, since it was pointed at in your reading and it showed up in pile number 1's reading. We had to go a step back because there was an unfinished story and we're like, what happened there? Let's check the last year. So yeah, something's happening in 2030. I'm noticing for the collective. I could be wrong, but just my observation. All right, so in 3 years, what is your life going to be like in 3 years? So you've got safety with the tigers here. You know what? I look at this card and I remember something significant that I was just thinking about today. So someone from Gen X was saying, guys, I know you millennials don't remember, but the Michael Jackson Thriller cover had a tiger in it. Like, it wasn't just Michael Jackson sitting, there was a tiger. And then I was like, whoa, hey, wait a minute. I remember that. Oh my God, I remember there was indeed a tiger. in the Michael Jackson background. And I couldn't go back to my old CDs because when I was younger, I grew up in Norway. And so my CDs are still with my dad. My dad is still in Norway. And so I couldn't just go and pick up my CD because I remember, I could call my dad and ask what... Going through boxes, I don't think my dad's going to be interested with that at all. When I was younger, I used to be a Michael Jackson fan, a huge one, and he's already gone through a lot with me when it comes to Michael Jackson, waking me up in case he shows up on TV, and he's like, your Michael Jackson is on TV. And I'm like, really? Go running. So I think he's had enough of this Michael Jackson thing. But, if he's in a good mood, I might ask. I remember, long story short, I remember there was indeed a tiger in the cover. And I'm not a Gen X, I'm a millennial. I can't, and right now I can't find one where there is the tiger. So this instantly reminds me of Mandela effect. I don't know why, but it's crazy of like, we'll see how this Mandela effect thing appears in your reading. But I thought I should tell you the story here because, so you know where I got it from. Yeah, I always love to show you guys. All right, and you have the Enneagram autonomy. It's under the category of professional quality. And the keywords here are self-determination, independence, freedom, self-taught, sovereignty, and emancipation. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what this is saying. Independence. Right. I love that for you. You've got the 11th house. Aquarius showing up again. So maybe it's like the energy of the Aquarian age is really starting to kick off. I feel in the next 4 or 5 years. It looks like it, right? At least for this pile. Maybe some people feel its effect faster than others. And I think for you, you're really going to be feeling that you're like entering this Aquarian energy, Aquarian time. So anyways, community, obviously, with the 11th house. And the keywords are society, organizations, friends, social circle, giving back, hopes and wishes, group activities, memberships, networking, and social consciousness. Okay, so that definitely has a huge effect here. We can see like a huge energy, not an effect, huge energy in this pile. All right. Mass awakening is something I heard. So that could be for everyone. Anyways. Oh, so cute. You got the Wishmaker. Okay, so sweet. Wishmaker reminds me of Aquarius, and Wishmaker would be the star card. A wish is coming true, perhaps maybe for the collective. Who knows? We'll see. So there's nothing on top of this card. And so I won't be feeling super bad to like not show the rest. Or we can do this. No, we can do better for sure. Yeah, there we go. Right. We have all our oracle cards. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. So, whoa, again. So that person shows up again. Maybe not. Maybe this is trying to talk about something else. So you've got the 10 of Wands. End of hardship again. So another type of hardship that you are either currently going through or at some point you're going to be going through. It ends in a 3-year mark. If you're watching this now, and this is a timeless reading, that year would be the year 29. Yeah, right before the 30th mark. Okay, so 10 of Wands. The Star, I told you. This definitely reminds me of the Star. Okay, so massive wish comes true during that year. This is great. Looks like the coming years are beautiful for you. The Star. You've got the Fool. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the Fool definitely holds a lot of magic and wonder in their heart. And this is why they are amongst the few who are able to believe in a journey and go on and take it and go after it amidst the time where everyone is saying, are you crazy? You're naive. You are, you're naive. What are these dreams that you believe in? They're obviously not going to come true. Like, wake up to reality, honey. Wake up to reality, sweetheart. These are weird. And then when you do achieve these dreams, you make it come true, the Fool person, then you have all of the people who thought you were crazy look up to you, and believe, like a compartment in their mind opens up to the possibility that this is indeed true. And you can see it in a lot of the towns where they had a person who made it somewhere, like they became one of the famous people in Hollywood, or they became the best business person in a particular field, the best footballer, whatever. And suddenly this town is full of that talent, and it is because these people open up their minds to the possibility that they so close their minds towards. And so I say all of that because it looks like there's something about that here in the year 2029 for you, or in 3 years' time for you, whenever you're watching this. It looks like there is an initiative that you are taking right now, or you're about to take, that will manifest fully in the year 2029 or in 3 years' time. And you're going to look in awe and in wonderment, thinking, oh my God, did this just happen for me? Whoa, it used to be a story. It used to be a fairy tale. The 1001 Nights, it is your significator card. It used to be a fairy tale. How can something like that be true? I mean, my heart was full of wonder. I believed it one day. But look, yeah, and you're going to reminisce. You're going to look at your dream and remember that time when you used to look up towards the stars and dream it when you were right at the beginning. And having said that, this is also talking about how it's a great new beginning for so many things, including with the jumping here. So many people jumping on your boat because you're the mermaid here. You're the leader. You're the person who came out of their environment to look at something outside. And you have a lot of fish coming out. A lot of people going, yeah, I'm willing to get out of my environment too, or mindset, or whatever, or my emotions, and do that. So a lot of looking up towards you going on here. Oh, looking up to you, I mean, going on here. Okay, looking great. That's why you have community as well. So this is talking about the Fool, yeah. How you were thought of as a fool. You went after a particular dream that everyone thought would be crazy. And look at how everyone is in agreement with you now. You have a community in 3 years' time, and they look up to you, and they look up to your dream, your vision. They look up to how you see things, and they're following you. They're encouraged to move out of their environments. Very, very cool. The autonomy, they see that you have broken free from something. You're a free person. You have your own freedom somehow. Professional quality, maybe you're going to do your own business. Maybe. Doesn't have to be in the professional life, but it could be, since it says professional quality. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, that's interesting. The Four of Swords. Well, it depends on the next card, is where this card is going to take us, actually. But I do see you finding peace from something. But hold on. Eight of Wands. I'm glad I waited. So, the story of this card is interesting. So you've got Enrir from Norse mythology. And this is the point where the gods were successfully able to hold that strong force of power, finally hold him from the harm he can cause until the end of time. And it took a lot to trick Enrir, who's a force to be reckoned with, who was predicted to wreak havoc to humanity. And this is why they had to thread him with gold. So I would say, looking at the Eight of Wands, this reminds me of missiles. So this could be something along wars, destructive wars, something that could have been super chaotic, like maybe wars that were gonna arise everywhere. And it looks like the people who were wreaking havoc, whoever they are, we don't know who they are. Sometimes there are people playing behind the scenes. Sometimes you'd be surprised to know it's companies that are moving, or maybe political people who are not even in the scene. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But whoever is in power here, it looks like in the year 2029, something about, at least with what's affecting you, or maybe internationally, it's the 11th house, like the whole community, the whole people. I don't know. Maybe it's in your country, it's in your city, it's globally, it's in your company, you know, I don't know. But you're thinking, I'm reading your energy, you're thinking, whoa, the power that could have wreaked havoc is now being withheld forever. Like they can't bring out their what is it, their harm. Yeah, maybe since they're withheld forever, maybe they would heal their shadow. I'm just guessing at this point. Right now I'm just like playing along, imagining the story. So maybe they would have to heal their shadow in order to heal or release themselves, or maybe they're just going to choose to be there. I don't know. That's none of my business. My point is, yeah, something great here happens when it comes to, I'm just thinking, does the withholding affect natural balance, or that does not affect natural balance and it is for them to figure out? I don't know. But in any case, the harm is withheld until eternity. That's the story here. Yeah, something that was about to be really bad is withheld. That's great news. I love to see this. Perhaps this is, in fact, indeed the beginning in 2029. I could be wrong, but this could be, since we're seeing a lot of Aquarius, this could be the beginning of the Aquarian age. At the very least for you, my dear pile number 2, right? You starting to pick up on it, right? You're highly intuitive here, so you're starting to pick up on it. And so this is why it's the year of safety for you, because not only are you free and your great wish is coming true, and you see a lot of people following suit, listening to you, 10 of Wands, you were able to successfully end something heavy. They too want to end something heavy, and not only that, it led you to now, like you were carrying this heaviness in order to be free, and now you're living the dream. And so a lot of people now are like jumping board, and they are listening to you. All the ears, they're listening to you, and they want to be free. So everyone's safe, especially you, my dear pile number 2. You're thinking, and I heard 3, so maybe you want to check out pile number 3. So yeah, it is the year where you feel safe. You're like, oh, I feel safe. It's all good. So what could go wrong in 2020, in 2030 then? Maybe nothing's going to go wrong for you. It's a different reading for everyone. Maybe, yeah, for you it could be different. Why am I putting pile 1's energy to you? So we'll just check pile number, we'll just check the year 30, because that's what I saw here. No, hold on, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why did I say 30? No, that's the year we were supposed. There's a highlight on this year for you. Forgive me. We're not looking at 3030. Duh. I'm so sorry. What the mind does sometimes. 6 and 3 is 9. How did I say 30? Unbelievable. Okay, whatever. So yeah, that was the year that was the highlight, by the way, and the next 5 years for you. Okay, now let's take a look at how your life is going to be like in 5 years. Let's see. So let's put these back and pull out your oracle cards. Very interesting reading, I must say, this one. Wow. So I was going to say, let me know if you're pile number 2 in the comments, but you guys are so kind. You always let me know. So very excited to see, that this is your pile. Right. So let's see what happens in 5 years. How is your life like? Awareness. Didn't I tell you you're going through an awakening? Oh, you did get in the next year, you're meeting someone. They didn't show up. Or maybe they did, I just didn't notice. Maybe you're just happy with them, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the year 2028 anyways, we didn't read, so that's probably why. But anyways, awareness. In 5 years, I really feel like you've fully awakened here. High Priestess, awareness, yeah. I really feel you've fully awakened. Okay, you've got the Enneagram itinerancy. itinerancy. Maybe you're traveling a lot. I don't know. So, again, place. Seasonal work, traveling job, bar, yoga studio, travel agency, work on the go. Maybe you're working on the go. That could be another thing, right? Because we did see independence for you. Yeah. So this would be the year 2032 if you're watching this now. Trine. You've got the aspect trine, and the keyword is harmony. Obviously, that seems like the energy for sure. Yeah, you're living in peace. You're highly awakened. You are free when it comes to your job. Highly spiritual. You're living in harmony. So opportunities, luck, flow, beneficial, reward. Are you kidding me? Synchronicity, good vibes, ease, positive. You're living the life. You're living the magic. Supportive, expansive, overindulgent, complacent. Of course, this is the trine aspect. Yeah, you're really living the life. You're so in tune, and I keep seeing the frequency here for you. You're so in tune, and by that time, you're really living in the frequency, fully embodying it. You've become one with it, and you're just living a great life. It looks like it to me. And you've got the wisdom. Exactly. Oh, these cards are pretty. The wisdom. You've become so wise and in tune with the energy of the universe that you're connecting with the wildlife, with trees. You've become one, really. There's oneness here. That's why luck flows to you so easily. You're free to move around with itinerancy as you please. You're not restricted, not just the place, in anything. There's no restriction. And you've become one with the earth. You've become one with the animals. You've become one with the plants and the trees, with the sky. You're really embodying oneness here. It's maybe an energy that is crazy to hear about now, but this is how you're going to be like in 5 years. It's not going to be so weird to think about then. Yeah, that's your vibe. Fully your vibe. Maybe you're already in that and you're progressing fully towards it in 5 years' time. You've got the Three of Wands. Yeah, there's something about traveling. You see the helicopter here. So I really feel you're going to be traveling a lot in 5 years' time. Look at that. There we go. I told you there's a person, and there they are showing up. That's like the match here. That's a beautiful friendship or love. Two of Cups could be love as well. But I say friendship because this is Gilgamesh. And it's the moment they found their compatible friend who's as powerful as they are. Here they were supposed to be wrestling to see who's more powerful, because Gilgamesh was the most powerful. And it's the moment where they found that there's someone who matched their power, someone who's exactly like them. So yeah, there they are. They were there all along. We just asked, they appeared. It's like, yes, a node to the question. Yes, they're there. This person that you're destined to meet, whether this is a friend or love, they're there. The Magician. Snow White. Yeah, Snow White and the Magician. Okay. Yeah, Snow White found the one in the ballroom. Yeah, it's going to be magical finding the one here. You're living a magical life with either your friend or that person or the lover, but also you're feeling magic. And that's something I picked up from the very beginning when it comes to your fifth year. You're living in oneness with everything. And because of that, you're experiencing life through the lens of magic. You're seeing magic everywhere. You're feeling intense gratitude. You're feeling like life is beautiful. You're feeling like every breathing moment is a blessed one. It's just full of magic. Every single moment. Wow. And there we go. That person, that sort of energy is entrapped. Wonder why it showed up again. But you're in peace. You're in peace knowing that perhaps this is talking about how when the entrapment happened, this frequency is becoming prevalent? That's what the reading is showing. In that case, if you hear any other scenarios of that other side winning, it's not the truth, because looking at the reading, it looks like it's the opposite. Any scenario, and remember this reading, like remember when we remembered the 2024 and how it had an effect on our lives, or remember this reading now. When you hear stories about how the other side is going to win, like things like, oh, CERN is turning off and it's going to go back on in whatever number of years, whatever this is, CERN or no CERN or whatever is going around these days, I'm just letting you know that in 5 years' time, it's going to be magical, at least for you, my dear pile number 2. And you've got, are you kidding me? What? I mean, you've seen me shuffle this right in front of you. I'm glad. Like, I've put it in different places. I've shuffled. This is crazy. Why is this being repeated? So we keep getting in the same placement. The powers are withheld. And I was like wondering about the withheld thing. And I even asked, as I was talking to you guys, like, is this the right thing? Are they always going to be entrapped? And I answered the question without pulling the cards. But yeah, you never know. I could have answered it, like channeled it, but we're going to check, because at this point, I'm not sure why. It's like, maybe they're trying, someone here, some form of power. And that could be, doesn't have to be on a global scale, by the way, but especially on a global scale. It doesn't have to be at all. For you, could be like someone in your life trying to wreak havoc and they're withheld. They can't. So they're trying, but they absolutely can't. Why do we keep getting this repeated in your readings? In the 3-year mark and in the 5-year mark, please. For, this is weird. For pile number 2, please. Knight of Swords, continuation. That's why this is the story that came out. It's like they will continue, but they will also continue to be withheld. Right. It's a belief that whatever these people have, it's a continuation, but they are withheld. Knight of Wands. Oh yeah, Baba Yaga. Here, I can't remember her name. I'll check it now. I keep forgetting her name. But in this story, she won. Again, by the way, that was the one who put a plot against her and sent her to Baba Yaga's home was her stepmother. Crazy. Is this like a nod to the beginning of your reading of that person who was wreaking havoc, and like on a small scale and on a big scale, globally, and on a small scale when it comes to you? Here, it was a story of her mother, thus the ancestors standing by you, saving this girl completely through magical things that she couldn't believe. So yeah, there's a spiritual warfare, it seems, going on, but you're protected with the 4 of Pentacles. You're protected by the heavens. You're valuable and you're protected. So it seems like this is trying to say that this will always be there, you know. This will always be there. But maybe if we go back to the 2024 reading with things shifting, maybe it's a time where the people win, the justice wins. Maybe this is why I remembered this reading. And although these are going to be there, they're going to be tied, they're going to try, but nothing. You are fully protected now by the heavens. Maybe you're shifting timelines. That could be another, maybe you're shifting timelines from there. You're protected. So you might be around others who haven't yet shifted timelines. And thus, this is why this is present, but it's not for you because you are fully protected. It's none of your business. For your pile, what happens really next? I don't mean it in the sense of don't help others, obviously. I mean it in the sense of worrying about what's to come for you. Yeah, and it's looking great, my dear pile number 2. It's really a pile that I absolutely enjoyed reading. I wish you the best in the next 5 years. It's looking amazing. And this was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look. Oh, thanks. Well, we are going to use these first for sure. But today we're going to be taking a look at what your life is going to be like. What is it going to look like, in 1 year? And then we'll be doing another reading to take a look at how it's going to look like in 3 years' time. And then we'll, of course, be taking a look next at what it's going to look like in 5 years. So this is the plan. I'm keeping the decks to the side because I will be pulling out the cards for each of these readings from there. But very quickly, before we begin, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Amethyst. This is your particular significator card. I will bring it up so that you can see it in just a moment. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Taurus, Sagittarius, Aries, as well as Virgo. Welcome to your reading, guys. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. And when it comes to your significator card, we'll be definitely picking up on the elements and the symbolism and the art in your card. Okay, so let's get straight into it. We'll, of course, start off by taking a look at what is your life going to be like in 1 year. In 1 year's time, what is your life going to be like? And we already have 2 oracle cards for next year. Let's pull out one card, and one card. So, welcome. It's the 4th house. Maybe you're moving into a new home next year. Maybe you're renovating your home. We'll see. So, family, roots, foundations, emotions, femininity, mother, domestic comfort, feeling at home, ancestors, property, as well as family values. So, yeah, a lot of comfort at home, it seems. You've got, we can't fit that one here for sure. So, yeah. You've got the wisdom. This popped up in pile 2. Also, you popped up in their pile. So perhaps they're connected somehow, 2 and 3. But anyways, you've got the wisdom in the first year. You've got, wow, 10th house with VIP access and status. I feel like there's a lot of comfort in this pile. Maybe by next year. Yeah, you see, I could be reading this wrong, but for this pile, you seem like you're very talented at something. Next year, you're going to be very famous with a VIP access. Like you people will have to have VIP access to get access to you. You're going to be in a luxurious home out in nature where you get to connect with nature. I don't know. I'm just picking up on an energy like that when it comes to your pile next year. That's what I'm seeing. Something along these lines. And the way life and the world could change, you never know. But I am picking up something like that. Comfort at home, a luxurious life. You're very popular with a VIP status, with a nice home. You've got a large audience or maybe a market for some of you, something like that. Wow. Okay. Cancer again. 4th house is Cancer. But anyways, you've got the power of transformation. Let's read this power of transformation, because you're probably listening to this and going, Reem, really? Next year I'm going to be famous, like on a VIP level, and my home's going to be luxurious? What are you talking about? So it is the power of, this is a deck all about the types of powers, and we're looking at the power of transformation. So don't discount anything. You never know. Wow, with this pile, let's see. Transformation. Or maybe you're already on the way towards the top. Who knows? Like, I don't know where you are exactly. I'm like reading blindly. So, transformation. ST. There we go. No, it's not organized by letter. Anyways, so unlike most animals, crabs and other crustaceans, I think it's how it's pronounced, crustaceans, cannot grow in a gradual, linear fashion. Because their hard outer shell does not grow, they must shed it when their body becomes too big. This process, called molting, leaves the crab vulnerable until their new shell is secured. Just as a crab molts to accommodate its growth, we too can shed outdated and limiting beliefs, patterns, and behaviors. The process of transformation requires vulnerability and a willingness to let go of the familiar. There are times when we choose to transform and times when challenges and hardships force our expansion. In psychology, the term post-traumatic growth refers to the positive changes that we can experience following adversity or trauma. Instead of feeling diminished or tethered to the past, transformation supports us in finding expansion and meaning in the change. As a peak card in the resilience suit, this power asks us to shed old layers and step into the next version of ourselves. Wow. Well, talk about a powerful transformation. And I feel like it's actually driven by you, it seems. So as much as it's going to be a very successful year for you next year, you're also going to feel vulnerable a lot of the times. And I did notice it with the crab, the Cancer. It is going to put you in a vulnerable position at many times in order for you to experience this growth. And of course, it will lead to a lot of wisdom and experience throughout the year. Whoa! And you also have the Enneagram wealth. This pile. Wow. So next year is your year. You've got financial success, abundance, luxury, prosperity, inheritance, as well as cash flow. Loving this energy for you. Wow, what a year. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, it's a year full of opportunities. It's a new opportunity for you. It is the year you are going to come out of the nothingness, it seems, with the desert, to holding that opportunity, to actually, it's the beginning of something powerful. Why is this tilted? Is that better? You've got the Wheel of Fortune. I'm telling you, my dear pile number 3, this is your year. It's going to be a very fortunate year for you. It's like money is going to play and come easily to you. You're going to play with money and success and all of that so easily. It's just, you're going to be very lucky. Yeah, it's a year of luck for you. And look at that, 3 of Cups. A lot of people are cheering for you. And it seems like a lot of mess is going to be created for that moment to happen. Yes, that's for sure. We keep seeing that. But you're going to be absolutely celebrated and happy. And you're going to be proud. You're going to be thinking and saying, it wasn't pretty getting there. It was quite messy. But I got there. I made it. You've got the Page of Cups. And when I'm holding this, I heard in my mind's ear, curated. So maybe you're going to curate your environment or something. We'll see. Page of Cups. And last but not least, for the next year, you've got the King of Cups. Interesting card. Okay. So, where do we begin here? I want to take a look at the confusing part, which is how you're going to figure it out and how messy it is until you get there. Yeah, it's a year where you're moving towards your success. As you're moving there, it's messy and it is tumultuous even in many ways. but it looks to me like you are going to control whatever it is that you can control, and that is your environment. The things that you're in your hand, whatever is in your hand to do, you're going to be doing that. It is chaotic because you're choosing to go through this chaos. You're choosing to be vulnerable because it seems like next year you're going to realize that there are opportunities, or maybe an opportunity, a big one. You're like, I'm choosing to take it. This opportunity is mine. If it's almost like you really want to get somewhere, and the minute you discover how to get there, you're just going to take it. You're going to jump at the opportunity and you're going to grab it. And so the minute you grab this opportunity, you are going to be lucky through and through. Like everything is going to be working to your favor as you get there. Is it going to be pretty? It's not going to be pretty. I see that it's going to be messy. You're going to be working your way around it, trying to clear up the messiness. And that is through taking initiative with the pages, especially towards taking care of the things that you know are in your hands, the things that you can do. And I was going to say, especially how you feel about it, the Page of Cups. One of the things that you are going to control in a very beautiful way is how you feel about things. Maybe you're going to remind yourself constantly that you are going through a great opportunity. Maybe you're going to remind yourself about the things that you love about this opportunity. Maybe you're going to remind yourself to enjoy what you're doing until you get there. I don't know, but or simply you're just taking care of your emotions. You're like, no, I'm not going to feel overwhelmed. I'm not going to make myself feel this way. It's already intense. I'm going to take it easy on myself. I'm going to sleep well. I'm not going to worry about the things I'm worried about until they happen. I'm just going to be careful, take it day by day. That's something about taking it day by day and doing your best for now, and not putting yourself in anger over the things you've lost or didn't work out, or sadness or anxiousness. You're just letting it flow. I feel like you're really controlling your emotions in a positive way. So yes, it's going to be messy next year in so many ways, but you're really going to celebrate that moment, elite moment. You are looking forward towards celebration. It's going to get so messy before it becomes calm. And with the King of Cups, you're in control. Also, the wonderful thing about next year is that this alchemy, this transformation, is going to allow you to have great control over your emotions. They're not going to be the ones running the show, but moving forward, everything is calm. No matter whatever is happening, you're going to be a person who will learn to take it easy, take it slow. You're going to be like that CEO that doesn't worry that much, that knows what to do, that remains calm in difficult situations and is able to bring up brilliant ideas. Everyone's freaking out except them. They're calm. They're able to lead others with grace. So this seems to be your energy next year. One of the great things that you're going to be learning. And you're going to be learning how to deal with the mess that happens as you work your way up. And you're not too sad, to be honest with you. Are you vulnerable a lot of the times? Yes, maybe you're going to be pushed towards public speaking or speaking to the masses or something, or doing something that everybody's going to know more about. Maybe you're going to be very popular and wanted that everything you do is going to be scrutinized. Who knows what this is? So are there a lot of vulnerable moments? Yes. Are you particularly sad about it or upset about it? No. You realize that you're very lucky at everything that you do, that that type of luck is the overwhelming emotion that you're going through, and perhaps this is what is teaching you to remain calm. Luck is just by your side, and it's going to be so prevalent that you can nearly depend on it, kind of thing. Like, it just always works out for you, to the point where you're going to start leaning on the fact that it is going to work out for you, for sure. And perhaps this is another sort of feeling that allows you to deal with the mess that comes with this VIP situation, or on your way maybe to this VIP situation. So what sort of mess could happen? Maybe this will require more work than usual, and you just have to pick it up quietly. Maybe this will require constant change in your plans or itinerary. God knows what you're doing. And you're like, we've got to remain calm and just pick it up. Maybe this will create some form of mess in your routines and your regular life and your connections with your friends. And you're like, I'm just going to solve it slowly but surely. Explain to them what's going to happen carefully. And allow them also to make the choices that they want to make when it comes to these changes in my life. But I also will put an effort to see them and this and this and the this, that, and the other. So yeah, you're building wisdom, especially emotional wisdom, I would say here. And that's one of the big wins that you're gonna discover next year. A lot of emotional control and emotional balance. When I say control, I don't mean like you're controlling your emotions, but you are a master of it, is more what I want to say. You're a master of your own emotions. You allow it to flow, but at the same time, you are not affected by it. You know how to remain centered with the King of Cups. Yeah. Lovely year. I love this for you. So after all said and done, it feels like your home is going to be very luxurious. You're going to have a lot of time to connect with nature despite the chaos here. You're going to have a lot of wealth. I was right about the luxurious home, feeling the luxurious home. And yeah, you're going to be very wealthy next year. That's what I see. You're going to be a very wealthy person next year with a lot of status. Congratulations. I love this for you. All right. And so now let's take a look at what you can expect in the 3-year mark in 3 years. My dear pile number 3. Let's place these to the side and put these back in the deck and start asking. My dear pile number 3, what will you be? What will your life, be like in 3 years? What will your life be like? Oh, these came out in 3 years. And also, these came out. All right. So, you've got Vesta. This came in pile 1, I think. Yeah. Maybe you're connected to both piles. Anyways, so yeah, you did come up in pile 1, you did come up in pile 2, and now you are connected to both piles. Very funny. Okay, so devotion is the keyword, and the other keywords are sacred sexuality, fertility, Kundalini energy, dedication, purity, self-discipline, focused passion, diligence, inner spark, as well as spiritual commitment. Okay. I heard years full of surprises as I was looking at your High Priestess. Okay, you've got the card, the True Beauty. Wow. The True Beauty instantly reminds me of Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, who's the prettiest of them all. I get a glimpse of you're going to be shining bright in 3 years, blossoming. You're going to look very pretty or handsome. You're gonna be glowing. You're gonna be looking your best. True beauty. And yeah, that's how I'm reading it in 3 years. You've got precision, the Enneagram precision under the category of talent. And the keywords are professional conscience, professional ethics, reliability, work quality, thoroughness, organizational skills. Wow. So you're going to be seen. Also, I forgot, you're very popular. So you're going to look your best and everyone's going to be enamored by you, or maybe this is a product that you're putting out in the market, or maybe both, like they're enamored by your service or product, but also by how you look. Something about that, the marketing of your product and service shows, like it attracts everyone. Also, there's a lot of branding here, mirror and precision, a lot of branding regarding how precise you are, how you do things with quality, how devoted you are, how you're the master of your trade, something along these lines. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And you've got the card generosity again. Abundance just follows you. I love this for you. So how talent? Yeah. Also, you're talented. Yes, you're seen as highly talented. And it's like you are channeling this talent with the high priestess all of the time. It just comes naturally to you. So, generosity. We don't want to hide this card because it's full of generosity. I want you to take the energy of this card. What can we do? What we can do is use the table. That's what we can do. They don't have to be right under each other. Let's give them generous space. Okay, let's now take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got the Sun card. Wow, what a ride again. I'm telling you, the next 5 years are going to be quite the ride, especially the first 3 years, or maybe even more moving forward. But as far as I know, up until now, it's going to be a ride. And it's going to be very positive. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to think, wow, life is taking me on a fun ride. You've got the 10 of Swords. I'm thinking a lot of things looking at that picture, but we'll get to it in a moment. You've got, again, highly celebrated. The celebration continues. Yeah, ups and downs, by the way. Mostly positive for sure. Mostly anyone would choose to be in your place, but yeah, just like life, ups and downs. A 4 of Cups. Okay. And again, the emotional control. Right. So in a 3 years mark, you are happy with the abundance that life gave you. Your marketing and how you're seen plays a huge role in your success. You're devoted to whatever it is you're doing in life. It's taking you up high further than ever before. It's positive. It's fun. You love it. But there are low points. Again, what are the low points during that time? It looks like you have a lot to handle in your back and they're really hurting you. You've got a lot of things to handle that aren't pleasant at all. They're very hurtful. But you just got to keep on going. That's one of the lows in your year. You know, you've got a lot of pain, but you got to keep going. You got to keep going because you're successful and you're really respected for it. And you want to keep this going. Again, elite. I feel like, I know it's a celebration, but it reminds me of the word elite. So you're up top, you're seen as this VIP, and you've got to uphold a particular image. You're highly celebrated, but it seems to me the lows have to do with how overloaded you are. There's baggage here everywhere. You're trying to have a lot of people carry a lot of this baggage that could be work, right? Because you're barely breathing, like you're barely making it. One more surprise with the 4 of Cups and you'll feel like it's going to be super tumultuous. You're traveling a lot. It's an airport. You're traveling a lot for sure. You would say I wouldn't change it for the world, but it's really taking a toll on you. 3 years mark. You're very tired with everything that you've got to do to keep it up. But you can't stop now because part of your branding is how precise and how much you love quality. Maybe you're trying here to figure it out. You've learned how to stay emotionally grounded and balanced. And so, yes, things are tumultuous, but you are keeping it together and you're learning how to sail through the highs and the lows of this particular type of success. And you're thinking, oh, maybe other people can carry a bit with me that would love to have this opportunity and join this amazing life with you. Maybe you're thinking, I got to endure it now to build something until things stay stable. But I would say be very careful because sometimes with the 10 of Swords being present in your reading, this means sometimes if you're overloaded, maybe you won't be able to continue the ride, right? So be careful with that. try to take a breather here and there whenever you can. Obviously, I don't know what sort of chaos can comes with that type of success, but I would say whenever possible, just remember to give yourself a break. Also give yourself some slack. This is not to say take away from the quality and and how devoted you are, but you got to take care of yourself and be mindful of that, because you will be barely making it. Are you going to love everything, the generous wealth and resources and love that's coming into your life? You're going to love it all for sure. You're going to have a lot of fun as well, but just be careful, because it could take a toll on your body, on your health. So yeah, stop and breathe whenever you can. And yeah, my dear pile number 3, that's what I see in your 3-year mark. Wow. Okay, let's see what you can expect to happen in your 5-year mark. What is going on then? What is going on in your 5-year mark, my dear pile number 3? And when I was saying Mark, I remembered the name Mark. So maybe this is going to be a significant person in your life. Mark. Just remember that name for whatever reason. Okay. Oh, also that could be mark my words, or mark that time in 3 years. Yeah. Maybe mark the promises that the cards are showing. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of your cards. Yeah, let's keep this to the side. So, you've got sextile with the keyword potential, the aspect sextile, and the keywords here are talents, simulation, relationship friendly, communicative, creative, expressive, cooperation, encouraging, as well as inspiring and helpful. Okay, wonderful. You keep getting talents through and through in every card. So you keep being seen as someone who's highly talented. People love your talent. Maybe this is not a product or a service, it's your talent, who you are, what you bring to the table. Yeah. You have the sands of time. Interesting. I feel like you're going to be experiencing time differently with the elves here in a magical way. There's something about the magic of time, for sure. We'll see what this is saying in a moment. The magic of time. Where did this pop up? It was in pile 2. Yeah, it was in pile 2. Again, if you're drawn to pile 2, I recommend it. So autonomy with the keyword under professional quality. Again, something about your profession. The keywords here are self-determination, independence, freedom, self-taught, sovereignty, emancipated. So in 5 years' time, it seems like the way you experience time is going to be very different. I feel like you're more free now. Your talent has paid off a lot, or we'll see. But you're more free in 5 years' time, for sure. Okay. And you've got connections. So sweet. You see the otters. Oh. All right. And you have a lot of connections. You got a lot of people who love you. So sweet. Or someone who really love you. Maybe there's a special love relationship going on here. We'll see. So, taking a look at your tarot cards, you've got, again, the Ten of Swords, right? It could be now representing the end of this painful era, because that's one of the meanings of the Ten of Swords. Like, it's at the pinnacle and now it's the end. We'll see. It depends on the neighboring cards. Right, you've got the Tower card. Okay, let's wait and see. You've got... Whoa, look at you again. Is this a coincidence? Like, isn't this crazy? I'm telling you, this pile is going to be very popular. VIP sort of status. Everybody's going to be reaching out to you. Wow, and by that time, in 5 years, you're going to have a lot of power. Massive power. Perhaps this is signifying the chaos that happens with that type of popularity, like them people learning you're coming, and so chaos happens, everybody's running frantically trying to see you or something. I don't know, we'll see. You've got, again, you're performing. Are you a performer of some sort? I don't know. Or maybe you'll have to perform or public speak or something. Anyways, 2 of Pentacles. Any wrong move, like it's not the regular moves anymore. Any wrong move could be a ticking bomb kind of situation. Yeah, so that's like huge level of popularity. Any mistake will create chaos. That's probably what this is talking about. So a new type of pain. And you've got the 7 of Pentacles. Again, you keep appearing to me as a person with mental fortitude who continuously reconnects back to their center and takes things easy with the 7 of Pentacles. It takes care of their mental health constantly. Easy does it. Easy does it is your energy. Maybe you're an earth sign, or maybe not. I'm just guessing. What's the earth signs here? Actually, speaking of earth signs, there are 2 earth signs in this pile. If you chose your pile through zodiac signs, we've got Virgo and Taurus. Anyways, 2 earth and 2 fire, Aries and Sagittarius. Anyways, you don't have to be an earth sign to be grounded, obviously. But yeah, it's something I just noticed. So the 10 of Swords and the Tower card. Yes, it looks like in 5 years' time, your popularity is going to be so wild that there's a new type of pain. The old pain has resided, but there is a new type of pain. And you know what? With big blessings come big responsibilities. Like, for example, not just in popularity. Think about it in any terms, even with wealth. When when you're managing, I don't know, savings of $6,000 or $15,000 or even $30,000 is far different than if you are managing wealth of millions of dollars. And it's far, far different when it's hundreds of millions of dollars. And obviously, it is completely different when it's in the billions. There are responsibilities that come with these blessings. You got to learn how to reserve your wealth. Now, maybe you weren't worried about, losing wealth before. Now it's a new problem. Maybe you're dealing more with accountants and lawyers and the headache of managing the wealth. And you can't just pull out your card and buy this because you have to put this and this into consideration. So when you're doing that, you, I don't know, consult your accountant who tells you to do it through this card, but don't do it here, do it like that, put it under this category, all of this headache that, us super wealthy people have to deal with. I hope one day that actually happens. It's definitely a problem that I would love to have, and I would deal with it. If this is my tower, give me my tower. So anyways, jokes aside, I'm just saying that with that form of popularity in 5 years' time, you shining bright like a star, seen as this huge talent, relationship friendly, is like people love you, people adore you. In that time, times have changed for you. Your experience has changed in that time frame completely. Are you free? You're free in many ways. You're free financially, maybe. You're free to do things that you couldn't do before. You have access to many things that you did not have access to before. Yeah, you're free in so many ways. But in other aspects, it's not to say that you're not free. It's simply to say that now you're under a microscope sort of thing. Your actions are under a microscope. One wrong move could create an explosion of different things, like financial explosion, chaos around you explosion. Let's now take it to fame. Problems of fame, for example, are you know, in your regular life, you could do one mistake, the people around you know who you are, and they'll maybe even laugh it off because they know obviously that you didn't mean that mistake. But on a global scale, or on that sort of popular scale, you do one mistake, you didn't mean it, the people don't know you, they don't know who you are, and there'll be a lot of speculations about, oh, pile number 3 did this because they would, I don't know, like let's say Michael Jackson, for example. Michael Jackson did this because, not to open any controversy, but because Michael Jackson wanted to harm children. So personally, not to open the controversy, and please don't open it up, but I personally do not believe he would ever harm a child, and this is why I am speaking openly about it. If I ever find out that he did, obviously I would completely change my mind about Michael Jackson, but in my heart's heart, I know he wouldn't. So my point is that, you know, with that type of popularity, as much as people are gonna adore you, as much as little things that you didn't account for, like just do this or do that, oh, just go to the supermarket and get this, oh, look at how they're dressed, they are not a person who likes to take care of themselves. And you're like, what? Of course I like to take care of myself. So yeah, there's going to be a different type of pain by that time. Looking at your reading, there's a lot of chaos around adoring you, and and the financial responsibilities that you're going to be carrying, that there's the pain of definitely planning every move, I would say, being present completely in every move that you make. You can't just go on autopilot because your moves are scrutinized. And so you got to be super present and super aware of your environment, super aware of what you're doing, because you're not like a regular person anymore who will easily not be misunderstood for the most part. But you will be someone who can easily be misunderstood in even the smallest things. But what are you doing with the Seven of Pentacles? This is definitely helping you grow even more as a person. This is in alignment with your spiritual growth, because amongst all of this chaos, you are learning to stay grounded. You're learning to take care of your mental health, to take it easy bit by bit, and enjoy the magic. Enjoy the magic of the moment. It is magic after all. Not a lot of people get to experience that sort of magic. We're all here on this planet and we came to experience different types of magic. You're experiencing a unique one. So enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest. Enjoy every moment of it. Stay present. This is a great exercise anyways for your mind. And take it easy on yourself. But yeah, my dear pile number 3, what can I tell you? What a pile. It was the chosen pile by Spirit. Wow. I also believe that sometimes Spirit, this is a personal belief, sometimes Spirit picks a pile for you because you're meant to attune to this pile and go there, like go towards this energy. Sometimes Spirit particularly picks a pile for you because you're meant to be forewarned about something and to be careful so that nothing happens to you. So there are many reasons, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, why Spirit would pick a pile. It's your energy, this is your pile. And sometimes it's more like that, you know, that is your real timeline or something. So perhaps that's the case, or maybe you are moving like towards fandom and I just don't know you. So in both cases, my dear pile number 3, I wish you the best from my heart. May you always be blessed, happy, popular, and loved. This was your reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!